So today in this class we are going to study about the next atomic model theory. Next atomic model theory, that is Bohr's atomic model. You know already the drawback of the Rutherford model. He could not explain the stability of the atom, and he could not explain how actually where exactly the electrons are located. That was not able to explain it. I told you when a electron is moving around the nucleus in a circular orbit, it may lose energy and it may fall to the nucleus. How that is maintained, that also could not explain. But Bohr's model explained this. So Neil Bohr, he proposed his own theory. He told that every atom consists of centrally located nucleus. Electron. Next point is electrons revolve around the nucleus in definite orbit and called it energy cell. Like say, if this is an atom contains a nucleus, and you know that nucleus is a positively charged, and electrons revolve around the nucleus in a definite orbit. This was proposed by. This is first cell. So electron revolves around in a definite orbit. He told that every electrons will revolve around in a path or in a orbit. That orbit is called as energy cell. Understood? So that he told. So like this, the cell, the orbit which is nearest to the nucleus. The orbit which is nearest to nucleus has less energy, and outermost shell has highest energy. And he denoted those cells. So he denoted those cells as K, L, M, N. So this is has K, this has L, this has M, then outermost that is N, like that. He gave the denotation for that, and he told that in this cell they have the cell which is nearest to the nucleus has more energy, and this is having less energy, and this is having more energy, and compared to L, the M is having more energy, compared to M, N is having more energy. This is how he explained his atomic model, and he told that every electron revolves around the nucleus in a definite orbit that orbit is called as shell. That orbit is called as shell. And the shell is denoted by energy level. The energy level 1, 2, 3, 4, so on. And he told that so electron from lower orbit sometime jump to the higher energy level. So similarly, electron sometime they reduce energy and they come to like this means the electron due to the energy they jump from one orbit to the other orbit. That also he told. This way he proposed his theory exactly where the electrons are located, and electrons revolve around the nucleus in a definite orbit. Those orbits are called as shells, he told. Understood? Like this way he proposed his theory. So this already you know it. This is also given in the exam textbook. And this after this the neutron was actually discovered. That we'll see later. This is how actually the Bohr's atomic model was proposed. Bohr model. Niels Bohr's atomic model. So here say by this only, whatever the theory we are following now, all the theories we have studied, this is the most recent theory which is used now. By this only, by Bohr's atomic model only, we write the electronic configuration. So electronic configuration means what? There is a distribution of electron in the various shells of the atom. So you know that there are some energy levels in the atom around the nucleus, that is called a shell. So like this way, K, L, M, and shells will be there. That will have certain energy level, and electrons are located in those. Electrons are located in those orbits. That was the theory proposed by the Niels Bohr. If you have any doubt regarding this, just put a message or can ask the question. So we'll go to the next concept, that is discovery of neutron. Before going to discovery of neutron, I will tell you about this also. Then we'll start with atomic number. Why I am telling this atomic number first only? So after this, we'll go to the discovery of neutron. So atomic number means what? You know it already. So atomic number means there is a number of electron or proton present in an atom of an element. It is a number of electron or proton present in an atom of an element is called atomic number. I know it already. We know the sum of the atomic numbers of some elements also. So that is, and it is represented by, it is represented by capital letter Z. Capital letter Z. So the atomic number of sodium is Na11. Na11. That's 11. So every atom will have, every element, every atoms of element will have a certain number of electrons and protons present in them. That is represented as atomic number. Atomic number. See, so discovery of neutrons. So neutrons were discovered by James Chadwick. Understood? James Chadwick. Is not having any charge. Not having any charge. So it is. So it is called neutral. So neutral. It is not having any charge. It's not positive charge. It is not negative charge. It is neutral in nature. Understood? So before discovery of atom, it was found that, say, hydrogen, if we take atoms of hydrogen contains one electron and one proton. Understood? So atomic mass number. I'll tell you about the atomic mass number also. So atomic mass number means what? The number of protons and neutrons present in an atom. Number of protons and neutrons present in an atom is called as atomic mass number. And atomic mass number is represented by capital letter A. Capital letter A. See here, the hydrogen is containing one proton and one electron, and we tell the atomic mass number. So we tell the atomic number has 1. Similarly, if we take nucleus helium, we take the helium atom. According to that, it contains so atomic number is 2. So it contains means 2 electrons. 2 electrons it contains and 2 protons it contains. 2 proton it contains. So I told you atomic mass number. Atomic mass number is nothing but number of neutron and proton put together. We after the discovery before the discovery of the neutron, there was one question that if we weigh the hydrogen and the helium, if see here, so this is hydrogen and this is helium. If you weigh this, If we weigh this, what happens? If hydrogen was placed here, helium is placed here. See, to become hydrogen equal to the helium, 4 hydrogen should be placed. 4 hydrogen should be placed. Why? Because the atomic mass number of hydrogen is 1 and atomic number is 1. Say every element, how we represent Z? So, sorry, if you take hydrogen we represent like this, and we write the atomic mass number above here. Atomic mass number of hydrogen is 1, and the atomic number of hydrogen is also 1. Means, here, 1 electron is there, but if you take helium, it is having 2 electron, 2 proton. See, to equalize the hydrogen and helium, we need to put the 4 hydrogen. Just imagine, like, so 4 hydrogen you have to put. Are you getting my point? 4 hydrogen has to put. Then only it will get balanced. But here, after putting this 4 hydrogen atom also, this was not balanced. So not balanced. Understand my point? After, when we weigh both this hydrogen and helium, what happens? If you put the 4 hydrogen atom and the 1 helium atom should be equal actually. But after putting 4 hydrogen atom also, the helium will not become equal to hydrogen. That means, because of this difference, maybe some other particle may be present in the atom was assumed. The scientists assume that some other subatomic particle may be present inside the atom. That's why this became an motivation for the scientists to discover about the proton. Discover about the neutron. That was done by James Chadwick. So I hope you are getting my point. So if you have any doubt regarding this, just ask me now. So I told you about the atomic number and atomic mass number. I told you atomic mass number means what? The number of protons and neutrons present in the atom. Nucleus of the atom is called as atomic mass number. So we represent the atomic number here. Say, like this way we usually represent. Here. So this is mass number and this is atomic number. This is how we represent. So when we weigh the hydrogen with helium, the 4 hydrogen, when you put the 4 hydrogen in the hydrogen side, then only the helium becomes equal. But it was seen that after putting the hydrogen, 4 atoms of hydrogen also, the helium was not equal to the hydrogen, or the hydrogen was not equal to the helium. That's why they thought that some other particle may be present in the atom. Because of that, it is not balancing. So later on, James Chadwick discovered the neutron. By his experiment. Again, he also took alpha rays. Alpha rays were bombarded. To a metal, beryllium metal. Understood? When these alpha rays were produced, After this bombardment, the rays were also produced, which entered the paraffin, which entered the paraffin sheet. Here, alpha rays which were bombarded on the metal, beryllium metal. After that, some rays were produced. Some rays were produced. These rays were actually they were not positive or negative. Negative means how how the during the discovery of proton and electron, how they applied the electrostatic field. Similarly, electrostatic field was applied here, but these rays which were produced by this beryllium metal were not moving towards the positive electrostatic field or negative electrostatic field. Without deviation, they entering to the paraffin sheet. So because of that they were not moving towards the positive electrostatic field or negative electrostatic field. That's why they were considered as neutral particles. That's why neutron is a neutral particle. Understood? So when I bombarded with the paraffin, see because these neutrons and protons having the same charge, actually same mass, approximately same mass. When I bombarded with paraffin, so they were actually hitting the protons and protons were liberated. So that become that it is the neutron is having the same mass as of proton. They said that by this experiment. James Chadwick done this experiment and he bombarded the alpha rays to the beryllium metal, and some rays were produced which were not going towards the electrostatic field, negative electrostatic field or positive electrostatic field. They were neutral. That's why they were considered as neutral particles. So if you have any doubt regarding this, put a message or you can raise your hands. If you have any doubt, please let me know. Anybody having doubt? If you don't have any doubt, please raise your hands or raise very much. Concept is clear to you? Raise your hands. If your concept is clear to you, raise your hands. Okay. Okay, thank you very much, children. We'll go to the next concept. So this is how it was the neutrons were discovered. So in +1, again you are going to study about the same concept in depth. And PUC first, you are going to study this concept again with some more new concept. How to calculate the mass of the electron and all you will see, you will study in the higher classes. So with this, we'll move to the next concept, that is electronic configuration. So what is electronic configuration? distribution of electrons in the various subshell, various cells of the atom of an element is called electronic configuration. Electronic configuration. So usually, atomic number. I'm not going to tell this. Atomic number and atomic mass number. How it is represented actually. So so sodium, the atomic number is 11 means we write sodium atomic number 11. This represents the atomic mass number. Atomic mass number. And this reference here, if you write mass number is 23 of sodium and atomic number is 11. This is atomic number. Like this way we represent. See, sodium, the symbol of sodium is Na. So it is contains 23. Its atomic mass number is 23. 23 and 11 atomic number. Atomic number means the number of protons and or electrons present in an atom of an element is called atomic number. This already you know. Means say that nucleus is made up of proton and neutron, and neutron is a neutron does not have any charge, and proton is positively charged, and electrons are negatively charged particle. According to the Niels Bohr atomic model, he told that electrons are located in a discrete energy or a shell. You call it as how the electrons are actually distributed in that atom of an element, that is called as electronic configuration. So already we have learned this. This we have learned, and we are going to learn this. Distribution of electron in the various cells of an atom. So atom consists of various cells. I told you already. So this is an atom of sodium means it is having the shell. It is having shell. K, L, M, N shell. Here. K, L, M, N shell. And K is denoted by, so it is the first shell, this is second shell, it is third shell, this is fourth shell. Understood? So electrons are, say, sodium, sodium, the electronic configuration, atomic number of sodium is 11. 11 means what? Number of electron or proton. So number of electron. How this 11 electrons are distributed here? All these 11 electrons are not present in one shell. They are distributed. They are distributed to K, L, M, and like that. How they are distributed? That is only called as electronic configuration. The distribution of electron in the various subshell, in the various cells of an atoms is called as electronic configuration. So these are the shells. These are the shells present in an atom. Understood? And they are denoted by 1, 2, 3, 4. K is denoted by 1, L is denoted by 2, and say this is called as azimuthal quantum number. Principal quantum number anta heltare idna. Principal quantum number. You will learn in higher classes about the quantum numbers. By that, we denote 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the energy level. This is the first energy level, second energy level, third energy level, fourth energy level. So electron distributed here are different actually. Say this is a main shell. Main shell K is having a subshell called as S. Try to remember. Say K is having subshell. This is subshell. Subshell S. Subshell. Subshell S, and if we take L is having subshell S and P. S and P. S and P. And here M is having S, P, D subshell. S, P, D subshell. And N is having S, P, D and F subshell. So please remember this. So K shell is having a S subshell. Similarly, L is having two subshells, that is S and P. And similarly, M is having the subshells S, P, D, and N is having S, P, D, F. These are called as subshells. So electrons are distributed in this. See, I told you distribution of electron is calculated by one formula, that is 2n square. 2n square. Remember this formula. Distribution of electron. So here this n is nothing but the energy level. So this energy level. So the energy level of K is 1. That is N is equal to 1. So energy level of L is 2. That is N is equal to 2. Similarly, M is 3. N is equal to 3. Like this it is. Means this N is nothing but it is the energy level. Energy level tells about the energy level. The first energy level, second energy level, third energy level, fourth energy level, fifth energy level. So it is continuous actually. K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, like this. So that means all the subshells were denoted by K, L, M, N, like this. So 2n square is the formula to calculate the number of electrons occupied in the various subshells. See here, 2. So if we take n as 1 square, that becomes 1 only. So the number is, so if after calculation 2 comes. 2 is nothing but number of electrons. Number of electrons which can be occupied in K shell. So 2 is the number of electrons which can occupy in K. All these 2 electrons is occupied here. S subshell. So I told you already, K is the subshell and S is the subshell. K is having only one subshell, and both those 2 electrons will be occupied in S only. So next is, if you take the second shell, that is L shell, and the principal quantum number is 2. That energy level 2, that has to be taken as n. So 2 square. So here 2 into 2, it becomes 4. 4 to the 8. Means 8 electron can be occupied in 8 electrons. 8 electrons is occupied in L shell, and here in the subshell in S 2 electrons is occupied. So in 8 electron 2 is occupied in S subshell, and all the other 6 electrons are present in P orbit. So have you learnt this concept in 8th standard? Learnt, no? So I'll go it. Have you learnt? Raise your hands. Maybe it is learnt. This is also learnt, I think. Yeah. Then you know it already. Similarly, if you take the third subshell, that is 3 square to take. So 2 into 3 3 is 9. So 9 3 is 18. 18 electrons. 18 electrons are occupied. 18 electrons are occupied in M shell, and in that again distribution of this 18 electron in SPD. Here S 2 shell, P 6 shell, and D how much? So 10. Similarly, if you take the in N shell, 32 electrons. 32 electrons will be occupied. 32 electrons will be occupied. So in S it is 2, P it is 6, D it is 10, and F it is 14. 14 electrons are occupied in L shell. N shell. Like this way, this is nothing but electronic configuration. So electronic configuration is nothing but distribution of electron in the various subshell of an atom is called electronic configuration. Already all whatever the concept we have learned is just a revision, recapitulation, which was studied in 8th standard. So if you have any doubt, you can ask now. So I hope you are going to write the electronic configuration also. Do you know how to write the electronic configuration? Raise your hands. Electronic configuration. Electronic configuration of elements. That also you know. So it will be very easy to me. Yeah, okay. Thank you. So we'll end the meeting. I'll send one more link. We'll end the meeting and I will send the one more link to you. You join with that link. Thank you.